Alright. While the hunter to the right of me reboots his machine because it just asked to restart, I want to go over something very quickly. Uh, well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be yeah. Hopefully it will actually update and not sit there for an unholy amount of time. I spent some time thinking about this over the holiday weekend and over the past couple of weeks. The number of exceptions that I'm having to make because of one reason or another, and they're valid reasons. I don't want to make it seem like there are invalid reasons for people not turning stuff in, but the whole exception system is not going to work out as I planned, because there's just some people that cannot be here every week. They can watch the videos and do the assignments, but they can't be here to turn stuff in. Some of them may not have the capacity to email me the stuff that they need to email me for one reason or the other. So, that being said, things are going to change a little bit. From week to week, I don't know why my voice just cracked there. From week to week, there will be a recommended turn-in date. You do not have to turn in your assignment on this date. However, it will be strongly recommended that you turn in on that date so as to not get behind. The rubric will be readjusted so that the 20 points that are currently attributed to lateness will be... There's one right behind us, Hunter. The 20 points that are currently attributed to lateness on the rubric will be redistributed amongst the other 3 elements on the rubric. Probably 10% of that will go to program correctness, does it work, blah, 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 blah. And then the rest will be distributed amongst comments and whatever the other thing was. I think it was program structure. That being said, that does not mean that there is not going to be a penalty for not turning stuff in. Come the end of the class, if you all looked at the syllabus, which is a little bit off right now because of the fact that we had to switch from Sundays to Saturdays and the fact that we've had to miss so many days. I'll update it here in the next couple of days to make it more accurate. What's going to happen is there is a day at the end of this class that is called Class Wrap-Up. On that day is the final cutoff day for when you can turn stuff in for this class. If you have not turned something in, you will lose 5 points off of your final grade for each thing that you have not turned in. This will roughly work out to the same amount as to what you would lose if you didn't end up sorry, sore back today. If you didn't end up turning in an assignment or two on the recommended date, if you were to lose points in that aspect. Long story short, it's getting way too difficult to keep track of the whole exception thing. If I have one date where I say you turn it in by this date or you don't turn it in at all, that's way easier for me than to say, well, you can turn it in on this date because of this, and you can turn it in on this date because of this, and you can turn it in on this date because of this. It's just too much to keep track of in a sensible manner. So I will make sure that you guys know that date. I'll make sure you guys know the recommended turn-in dates for each item. But if you have stuff that you haven't turned in, or you have stuff that you've turned in this class that was originally late, those late points will no longer count. I will adjust your grade so that it is not affected by the time at which you put in your when you submitted your assignment or the test. This will raise some people's grades. Other people's grades may stay stagnant. More than likely, everyone will at least get a point or two once the redistribution of points happens, and I correct the rubric to fit the new narrative of how this is going to work. That being said, I do not recommend waiting to turn in everything at the end. It doesn't take me long to grade your stuff. For the most part, most of the assignments that you'll do in the first class will take me 5 minutes to grade, put it all into a rubric, and then put it on my computer where I keep everything. But if you turn everything at the end of the class, you don't get feedback on anything until I give you back all of your rubrics from every single assignment, which doesn't really help you any. There have already been a couple of instances where it's been like, okay, you did X, Y, and Z correctly, but here's W. W's kind of wrong. You should fix it because it will affect your next assignment. So don't take me changing this as a free pass for you to just push all of the work off to the end and then turn everything in. That's not going to help you much. But if something is a week or two off, not a big deal. And you can turn everything in at the end if you really want to. But I'm not going to recommend that solution. That being said, it is looking like I'm going to have to quickly get Other Hunter set up with a different laptop to use for the day. Because his is installing 63 updates, and in the near 8 minutes till we've been talking, it's only done 2 of them. No, it installed 1 and 2. It's installing 3 right now. Oh. So we'll sort him out. He can use one of my laptops for the day, and we'll go from there.